Hello class, today we're going to look at the difference between simplifying a problem and solving a problem. So the first one that we have here is asking us to simplify. So if we look at your study plan, this would be section 1.7, and this is number 27 that I'm looking at. So notice that in our original problem there isn't an equal sign. So when we're simplifying a problem like this, we're going to distribute the values in front of the parentheses and then combine the like terms. So let's go ahead and look at that. And then the second one we'll look at is where we're going to actually solve for the variable, and I'll show you how you can identify the difference. Okay, so let's look at this first problem. And what you want to notice is we have some values in front of the parentheses. In front of this first one I have a -2, and in front of the second one I have a +4. So I'm going to go ahead and just write down the x minus 5. Notice I didn't combine these because subtraction comes after multiplication. So we're going to do multiplication first. So I'm going to take the -2 and distribute it in. So I got -2 times x minus 2 times -1. So notice how I have a negative sign in front of both 2's. That's a common mistake, is forgetting the sign of both. Okay, so I'm going to distribute a +4 into my second parenthesis. So I have 4 times 2x and a +4 times 1. So we've distributed the values in front of the parentheses into the equation, or into the parentheses. Now let's go ahead and combine like terms and start multiplying everything together. So multiply here. First two stay the same. -2 times x is -2x. -2 times a -1 gives me a +2. 4 times 2x gives me a +8x. 4 times 1 gives me a +4. So I've multiplied everything together that I was distributing. Once you get better at this, you're going to probably skip this step right here. But at the beginning, I would suggest writing it. Now we want to go ahead and find like terms. Like terms are terms that have the same variable to the same exponent. So notice all of these x's have an exponent of 1. They're not written, they're assumed to be there. So I can combine this x with this x and this x. So this is a 1 here. So 1 minus 2x gives me a -1x, plus 8x gives me 7x. If you need to write that out so that you can see it, we have 1x minus 2x plus 8x. That's where that 7x is coming from. And then we're going to go ahead and find the next like term. We'll notice that all of our other terms are just constants. So I'm going to go ahead and circle those. So I have -5 plus 2 plus 4. So -2 plus 5 gives me -3 plus 4 gives me 1. And it's a +1. This is the process of simplifying. Notice that there isn't an equal sign, so I'm not going to solve anything else. That's going to end up being our final answer. We've combined all the like terms. So let's go ahead and go back to Math Excel and plug in our answer. So we have 7x plus 1. I'm just going to verify real quick. 7x plus 1. And we check the answer. Fantastic. So when we're simplifying, we're combining like terms. We're not actually solving for x. We're not going to get x equals 3 or anything like that. So So let's simplify now. Let's look at the difference when we are asked to solve. So when we are solving, it's going to be in chapter 2. I'm going to look at 2.3. Let's try number 37. Okay. So what I'm going to do here is we're going to now solve the problem. So notice that we have solve, we have an equal sign. So this is where we actually want to find a value for x that makes this statement true. So let's go ahead and go back to... Okay, so we are looking at solving an equation. The problem probably changed a little bit. I had a phone call and had to switch away from the screen. So we are solving this equation. Again, the difference is there's going to be an equal sign. It looks similar, but that equal sign is telling us that now we are trying to find what z equals, not just combining the like terms. So let's go ahead and work this problem out. Okay, so we are trying to solve this problem now. Again, we have parentheses, and we have numbers in front that we're going to distribute in. So I'm going to take the 3 and distribute it into this one. And then I'm going to take the 2 and distribute it into this one. So I'll let you go ahead and take a moment and distribute that and see what you get. And then we'll go ahead and check it. Okay, so let's look at the first one. So we're distributing a 3 in. So we have 3 times z plus 3 times negative 23. In the second one, we're distributing a positive 2n times z and a positive 2 times negative 2. And it's all equal to 17 still. So we go ahead and multiply. We have 3z minus 69 plus 2z minus 4 equals 17. We combine some like terms. Again, I can combine these z's because they are the same variable, same exponent. So that gives me 5z. I have a negative 69 and a negative 4. So that gives me a negative 73. Notice I didn't combine the 17. That's on the right side of the equal sign. So we're not allowed to combine that yet because it's on the opposite side of the equal sign. So we have an equation where we're going to solve for z. So we keep going. We have a minus 73. So we're going to add 73 to both sides. And that gives me 5z equals, looks like 90. And then our last step is to divide by 5. And we get z equals 18. So notice that we're solving this equation, so we actually get z equals a value. So let's go back to Math Excel and plug our answer in. So notice the z equals is already there, so I'm just going to plug in the 18. And I'm going to check the answer. Well done. So hopefully that helps clarify the difference between simplifying and solving an equation. A lot of the same steps of combining terms, But for the equation, we're actually finding an answer for the variable. Have a good day.